couple of weeks ago, Meta invited me to Meta Connect 2025 in California, and I was super excited. I've always wanted to go, and I was especially eager this year because last year I missed out when they announced the Project Orion AR glasses. So this year I really wanted to be there to not miss out on any of the opportunities. I was also super excited to explore San Francisco and Silicon Valley. I was very happy that Meta sent me an invitation and that the company I work at allowed me to go. On my first day in California, I went to San Francisco. I was well prepared because I had already been there virtually a couple of years ago when I was playing Watch Dogs 2, the hacker game by Ubisoft. I really loved that game and wanted to see some of the iconic landmarks I'd seen in it. So I asked ChatGPT to give me an itinerary based on landmarks from Watch Dogs 2, and it definitely delivered. It sent me to Lombard Street, Coit Tower, Pier 39, Fisherman's Wharf, among other places. I also saw the Golden Gate Bridge, but barely because it was too misty when I was there. That was a bit disappointing. But definitely, the coolest thing I did in San Francisco was ride in a Waymo car. For those who don't know, Waymo cars are like taxis, but without drivers. They rely on cameras, sensors, and artificial intelligence to get around. It worked kind of like Uber. You have an app, you say where you want to go, and then a car comes to pick you up. Only with Waymo, there's no driver. It's a bit freaky watching it make decisions, seeing it turn left or right, brake, or start again when the light turns green. That was definitely a really cool experience. Day 2 was the first day of Meta Connect, where we had the main keynote in Menlo Park. The coolest thing they announced were the Meta RayBan display glasses, which are similar to the RayBan Meta glasses we have now. The naming gets a bit confusing, but as the name indicates, they have a display. I was super eager to try them out because while they're not really AR glasses, this feels like a good intermediate step between smart glasses and AR glasses. I also got to see Mark Zuckerberg in person for the first time, in 3D, in reality. People always make jokes that he's a robot or maybe not even real, maybe just a figment of artificial intelligence or something. But yeah, I saw him in person and I thought that was actually pretty cool. Afterwards, we were brought to Facebook headquarters, which was really impressive. Everything was themed around Meta Connect, and to me it felt like walking around in a small village with all kinds of demo areas to discover and explore. There was also amazing food, lots of interesting people to talk to, and overall it was just really great and I was happy to be there. The first thing I did was get in line to test out these new Meta Ray-Ban display glasses. I had to wait for 2 hours, which was getting a bit frustrating to be honest. First, someone showed us how to use the neural wristband to control the glasses. So this is where it differs a bit from mixed reality headsets like the Apple Vision Pro and the Meta Quest 3 where your hands always have to be in front of you to recognize the gestures. We were using this neural wristband to control the glasses. They capture electrical signals going through your arm to try to understand what it is that you're trying to do. The cool thing about this is that your hands don't have to be in front of you because there's no camera that needs to look at them. So you can keep your hand behind your back, to your side, even in your pocket if you want to. I'm very used to working with the Meta Quest and also the Apple Vision Pro, but the input method here was definitely different. We played a simple game where you control a character moving through a maze to get familiar with the controls. You slide your thumb across your index finger to move it up, down, left and right. You can pinch and rotate to control volume in a music app or zoom in a camera app. Definitely the coolest thing I got to try were live captions. Imagine you're looking at someone, there's, well, not really a text balloon above their head, but I could look at the bottom right of the display where it shows live captions. It was actually working quite well. I was having a conversation with someone, other people were also talking in the room, but I only saw the text of what the person in front of me was saying. It only captures and transcribes the audio from the person you're looking at, which is really interesting and very useful, and in my opinion, it worked remarkably well. I was also able to test out some other cool gadgets, like the new Oakley Vanguard Meta glasses, which are their sports glasses. I played some upcoming games like Marvel's Deadpool VR game, which is really great. I'm definitely gonna buy that one. I was able to play a 15-minute demo and I was really impressed by it. I also played Battlemarked, which is a mix of card games, Dungeons and Dragons, and mixed reality. That just sounds like a game that was designed for me. The second day was kind of the same. We had a developer keynote in the morning, then shuttle buses took us to Facebook headquarters where we could explore, try out demos, meet interesting people, eat amazing food, and also this day attend developer sessions. It was very informative. They showed some upcoming developer tools that I think will make my life as an aspiring Quest developer a lot easier. MetaConnect was definitely a success in my eyes, and I'd love to be able to go again. On my last day before going home, I had time to explore Silicon Valley. I went to Apple Park first. Well, they don't let you into Apple Park itself, so the closest I could get was the Apple Park Visitor Center, which was pretty nice. I was able to test out the new AirPods Pro 3, and I was also able to buy them there. This was actually on the day they were released. I also went to the Apple Cafe for a drink. Afterwards, I went to Google headquarters where I visited their shop and had something to drink at their cafe, which was also a really nice experience. I love how close these two headquarters are to each other. As a mobile app developer with more than 5 years of experience now, Apple and Google have played a big role in my life and also my career. I was excited to see both their HQs, at least sort of. This concluded my 4-day trip in California. San Francisco, 2 days at Facebook headquarters, and then my last day in Silicon Valley. Overall, it was a really amazing trip. This was definitely a spectacular experience and very inspiring for me. I'm also happy to be back now and able to use some of the knowledge I learned for MetaQuest development. I would like to thank Meta for inviting me to MetaConnect, and I really hope I'll be there again next year. I normally don't really do vlogs. This is the first time I've tried to do something like it, so I hope you found this video interesting, and I also hope to see you in the next one.